and welcome to Chamber Chat. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Each month, guests are brought on to talk about what is happening in the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. We get the inside scoop of our members, what they do, and what has made their company successful. We also chat about upcoming events and programs the Chamber is hosting. The Chamber is a nonprofit 501c6 organization and is designated as a 3-star accredited chamber by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The mission of the Chamber is to strengthen the economic environment and quality of life in Montgomery County. The Chamber is made up of more than 1,100 members and provides members with monthly networking events, educational seminars, cost-effective marketing opportunities, and more. I hope you have your cup of coffee because we have a great lineup this morning.
So we've been doing this for, almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
I would have thought for sure you would have had that memorized.
Well, yeah, and then I always trip up on the cost-effective marketing opportunity every single time. Yeah, you would think I have it memorized by now, since I wrote it and everything,
Yeah,
too.
and it sounds good.
That'll be my goal
It's a
for
good-
2019 is to memorize the Chamber Chat introduction.
It's a great intro. So here we are
Yes.
in the beautiful downtown Conroe Tower
Yes, we are.
in Dick's Makeshift Studios because there's a lot of work going on at the home of Lone Star Community Radio.
Yeah, we're excited about the new
Yeah.
studio and everything. We're going to feel like rock stars in there.
Moving on up.
I know, right?
So let's get to our show because we got
Yes.
to get our guest in and get her out of here.
I know, she's a
fast.
very important person.
She's a very important person. So,
Welcome, Ashley.
Welcome.
Thanks. Thanks so
Ashley.
much for having me.
Yes.
Ashley Allwood joined the chamber at the beginning of October, right as we were gearing up for Lobster Fest as our director of marketing. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you said, my name's Ashley Allwood. I moved here to the Conroe area in 2015. I have a wonderful, handsome husband. His name is Cal. I have a beautiful little baby girl named Charlotte, who we call Charlie. And we live out in April Sound, and I love working for the chamber. It's so great being able to connect with the community. My family's always been here. My dad's family has lived out in the Grangerland area, cut and shoot through Conroe, and so on and so forth. So it's really cool to be a part of this community in just such a different way now.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah. So what is a person that's going to be doing marketing for the chamber? What kind of background do you bring to the table that's going to help us get bigger and better?
I think I bring a pretty unique background to the chamber in that my original degree was in radio broadcasting. So I started in radio at what was formerly J-Core Communications, but now is officially now iHeart in Cleveland, Ohio. I've also worked in television in Charlotte and Charleston, South Carolina. I've worked for the Cleveland Browns. I've worked for a startup vacuum company. So I think what I bring to it, long story short, is that I'm really good at making ends meet, being cost effective, time effective, working with all sorts of different levels of resources. If it's funding, if it's funding from an NFL team to a funding to a nonprofit. So
Yeah.
I think what I bring is just a different creative stance and creative license to what we're doing, and I'm excited to kind of see where it lands us.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
So you were in radio, so this is pretty comfortable for you.
Yeah.
Kind of sitting behind the
I think she
mic.
wants to take over the radio show.
I think so.
That's the word on the street.
I told her it was fine with me.
Yeah.
Maybe
You have my seat.
I'll memorize
I gave
that
her my
thing.
seat. What are you talking about?
I'll memorize
Have
her
a third
stuff.
seat.
Yeah, just memorize the intro and then you have the job.
Then I'm good. Exactly. So
I love it.
we'll have a test afterwards, and then we'll see who gets the job. Right? But I was in radio for about 8 years, on and off, and then did a little bit of print, a little bit of TV within there. And they're like, "Well, you were on the radio. You should do our commercials for us." Or, "You were on the radio. You should, you could cut this commercial for us. It's just a voiceover, that type of stuff." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm still kind of doing this, audio production, video production, all this different stuff for the different people I've worked for." But then I learned the graphic design piece and I learned the PR piece as I went to these different jobs. So,
Yeah.
whoever doesn't want to come next week, then I'll be happy to be here.
Be our regular.
Yeah.
You'll be the Regis of the, or Brian's the Regis, and then we can be Hoda and Kathy Lee.
There you go. Perfect. Done.
I mean, I think we have the greatest show here.
And we have some seriously good coffee. So, since you talked about your TV background, how is video changing the landscape for marketing organizations and companies?
Oh, wow. I mean, it doesn't matter what your budget is. People need to be using video. If you're a small little mom and pop or you are the NFL, you have to be using video, period. I mean, as far as social media, as far as doing commercials, as far as, you can watch us on Facebook Live right now, that's where it's at. I mean, there's so many more impressions, so much more engagement. Video is just an absolute no-brainer now. If you have a little print shop down on 105 or something, just show off your employees.
Yeah.
And if it's Veterans Day, like I'm the president, and you ought to come down here, and we're going to give every veteran 10% off their print job today. Whatever it is, just make it video content instead of visual or text content.
Yeah.
And the impressions and engagement just go through the roof.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So you'll see a lot more of that also with the chamber coming up soon. As far as the new year coming along,
Yeah.
I'm just still getting my feet wet. I haven't dunked my whole. Lobster Fest was a lot of stuff to do. So there's definitely trial by fire. But after the new year comes along, then
Yeah.
we'll definitely be doing more video.
Yeah.
So that's a great segue to Lobster Fest. Ashley had the unique opportunity of visiting with our volunteer cook team behind the convention center and getting to know some of the where the magic happens. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that experience.
Oh my gosh. I had been to Lobster Fest before. I had worked previously at Montgomery County United Way as well as the Montgomery County Food Bank, and we had tables there in the past. And I was able to kind of see the front of the house, but the back of the house was just next level.
Right.
Incredible guys. I mean, it's all fun and games, and they're hilarious, and they are just having a good time and having some adult beverages, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But at the same time, these guys are so incredibly devoted to the community of
Yeah.
Conroe that it's heartwarming, it's awesome, it's inspiring,
Yeah.
and I want to be one of them when I grow up.
Yeah. Well, without them, there wouldn't be a Lobster Fest.
Exactly.
So true.
So when they stop volunteering, we're gonna have to cease that event or something.
We're in deep.
Yeah,
deep
'cause
horse
I'll bring the
hockey.
cooler and we'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I can drink,
Yes.
but I don't think I can cook.
Yeah.
So I can handle that part of it.
Dick's on board for that one as well.
Yeah.
So we've got some volunteers, not to cook, but to
drinking
to-
part.
Just
to
to
get
drink.
that part.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
that part down. So
I mean, to think that I watched Scott pull up, almost all 850 of those lobsters. Scott
Yeah.
Nee, man, what
Yep.
an amazing job. And then Donnie Buckaloo and all the guys from the grill. Pretty amazing, huh?
yeah, Buster
Buster.
with Vernon's.
Yep.
Yeah, just awesome. So yep,
Pretty good stuff.
yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about the guide?
Sure, absolutely. Each year, the Chamber puts out a guide to everything Conroe and Lake Conroe, and this year is no exception. We have a couple people that are already in who have claimed things in the middle of July and August because they want full pages in this thing.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's exclusive. There's only so much availability in there, but we are just starting the process of really filling it up. And if we got to make more pages, then we got to make more pages.
Right.
That's exactly
If you
right.
want to be in it and we got to make this thing 300 pages, then we will. But at this point, it's just over 90 pages. It has all sorts of interesting information about the Conroe and Lake Conroe area. It has all of our members, stories about our members, stories about business here in our area. And if you want to be in it, you just need to give me a call, give the chamber
Yeah.
a call right to the front desk, talk to Veronica, and she'll pass you off. It's probably easiest to find that number and
Yeah.
and just she'll transfer your call.
Yeah.
But I'm more than happy to talk you through any of the details, anything that we might need. The cutoff is going to be December 30th. So if you want your ad in there, if you want to be head and shoulders above all the rest of the businesses here in Conroe,
Yeah.
Lake Conroe area, and I mean it's growing. And if you want to be head and shoulders above,
Yeah.
front and center, then you
Yeah.
need to be in this guide.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
And it's our primary fulfillment piece. So when people call in looking for
Yes.
relocation information, this is one of the first things we send them.
Yep.
And it's chock full of demographic information. It's got business information. It lists all of our members. it's a really good advertising opportunity.
Absolutely.
Really is. And it's a very beautiful piece,
And
too.
it's a gorgeous book.
It's
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
nice. Yeah.
It's going to be even gorgeouser this
Gorgeous,
year.
sir.
Gorgeouser.
We just created a new word, folks.
Right.
Gorgeouser.
Add it to your
Hey,
vocabulary.
the chamber is on the up and up. It's very innovative. Okay.
Including vocabulary.
Gorgeouser. Hashtag gorgeouser.
There you go.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage people to advertise in it as well too, because we distribute it throughout the community, at the chamber, like you said, in relocation packages and things like that. So
Yeah.
I keep one at my desk and I look at it from time to time, because even though we have it where you can look on the website, sometimes I like to have it in my hand and look through it for
That's
stuff.
right.
So
That's right.
that's always convenient as well too. So
Yeah.
yep.
So when you're not working, what kind of things you like to do?
Sleep primarily.
Okay.
My daughter's 19 months old,
Yeah?
so sleeping is really great. I like a good glass of wine or a nice local beer from B52 from Southern Star, that type of thing.
Yeah?
Me and my husband really like to cook a lot, so we just recently got a sous vide
We
machine.
haven't had an invitation over there
I don't
yet.
think so, no.
I don't know.
Well, I'll have to arrange that in some
You
sort of
got,
way.
you got what kind of a machine?
A sous vide machine, like you cook.
Explain.
I'll have to explain it because it can get a little bit whatever, but it makes meat and stuff really, really tender and delicious.
Huh.
Oh,
So yeah.
okay.
Oh, bless you, American. Yeah.
Another emergency test.
Right. But we really like to cook a lot. We work a lot, so it's spending time with my daughter. We try and get her into the local children's museums, that type of stuff, so she can kind of learn and have some fun. And
Yeah.
when it's hot out, we're at the pool and that type of thing. 'Cause she loves to
Yeah.
swim and dance and
Yeah.
whatever. So it's primarily spending time with my daughter and being asleep. That's pretty much it.
Wow. What
And
a great
husband is
life.
third on the line.
That's awesome. Yeah.
The husband is third on the list, and it like
Yeah.
Sorry,
Poor
Cal.
Cal.
Not so much, right?
Right, yeah, exactly.
So what's it like having a 19-month-old after not having kids before?
Yeah, to preface it a little bit, I'm 38 years old, and there wasn't any sort of I wasn't likely going to have any, and there wasn't, and everyone was pretty much okay with that. I think my mom, she told me she was okay with it, but she was probably lying.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had all kind of just given over to the fact that I was never going to have any, and turns out I did.
Miracles
and
happen.
now Charlie's here, and it is amazing. Like, you have no clue until you have your own. And my mom and dad and grandparents and everybody always says that. Like, oh, you never know until you have your own, But it is next level. Like, you tell me what train and I'll go push it off the tracks. You tell me what line and I'll go fight it,
Yep.
Right.
And you don't know love until you have a kid. I've had plenty of dogs, and I've had, wonderful extended family, supportive extended family. But man, once you have that child in your arms and you're like, okay, well, you're entirely dependent on me. It's just next level business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can contribute 3 additional dogs to your family if that would help. It would
Depends.
make you much more complete.
If you also have some vacuums and a couple of Roombas, or if you just want to pay for a housekeeper. then
Yeah, I
that'd
don't
be
think it's
fine
going to
too.
work. Yeah,
Twice a
not so
week.
much.
Well, I've enjoyed getting to know Ashley a little bit better as well too. She has to run off. We're having a ribbon cutting.
Yeah, for Quick Quack Car Wash. If you
yeah.
want a free car wash for the next 10 days.
Oh, that's right.
This is just
Yes.
a free little plug. They're going to have lunch right now around 12 o'clock, but they're going to do their ribbon cutting this morning. And if you want a free car wash, it's at 3422 1488. So
Yeah. If you're going west, it's on the right-hand side, isn't it? I think.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's 2, so don't
Yes.
get
They're
don't
building the new one
confused.
right here in Conroe.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't wait for that.
Yes.
Right.
And of course, the other one's in Conroe too,
Right. But yeah.
but it's on
Right.
1488.
Yeah.
But out towards Magnolia.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a little special plug for Quick Quack today. If you are out in that
Yes.
area, next 10 days you get a free car wash if you stop in.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's a heck of a deal.
I know.
That's how the chamber rolls. That's how we do.
You know, Ashley, you come up with the best deals.
I mean,
I'm giving you credit for that one.
I'm so glad you hired me. And so are the people of Conroe for free
right.
car washes for
Exactly.
everyone.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, thank you. If you're interested in advertising in the guide, again, contact the chamber, and then they can get you a hold of Ashley. Or if you need anything as far as marketing your business, if you're a member, contact her. She'll get you hooked up for sure.
That's
So,
right.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll be back. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back on Lone Star Community Radio in just a few minutes with Chamber Chat.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available in Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Does your company have needs that can be met by an employee who is dependable, hardworking, enthusiastic, motivated, cooperative, respectful, and punctual? Conroe Independent School District Special Education Department can meet your needs by connecting you with potential employees that have been preparing for a lifetime of employment. We have numerous individuals seeking paid and unpaid work experiences. If your company is interested in seeing how we can meet your business needs, call Conroe ISD Special Education Department to find the best employees for you at 936-709-7671.
Hey, welcome back to Chamber Chat. I'm Brian Bondi, president of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Chamber.
We're sitting here in Conroe Tower in beautiful downtown Conroe, Texas, in Dick's makeshift studio, doing a real nice job here. There are more wires in here than you can shake a stick at. And I'm just afraid I'm going to trip over them.
Right?
So that's why I'm sitting down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it is election day
It is.
across the land.
It is, yes.
So if you are not among the 138,000 Montgomery County citizens that early voted, today is your duty and your right and your privilege to go to the polls and cast ballots.
Yep. Wasn't the early voting turnout just amazing?
It was off the
just
charts.
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that it was 38,000 higher than the presidential election early voting in 2016.
Wow.
I think is what I read this
Yeah.
morning in the paper.
Yeah.
That's big numbers.
Yeah. I'm just
So-
glad people are getting out and voting. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Engaged by voting.
Yep.
And as they say, vote early and often. So the other thing that happens when we start to get into the fall is we start to look at trends and numbers. And I was looking at this Houston Association of Realtors magazine the other day and was really
Yeah.
interested to find out how home sales have changed in our overall market
Yeah.
over the last 12 months. Of course, remember 12 months ago we were dealing with the effects of the hurricane.
right. Right.
So in September of 2017, there were a total of 8,206 properties sold
Okay.
in the Houston area, which those probably would have closed, right after the
Yeah.
hurricane.
Right.
This year, only 7,842 houses closed. So they had that rush post-hurricane
Right.
that we probably see early part of the year, but then it just kind of
Dip
tailed
down.
off.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is, and this is a sign of a healthy economy, total number of active listings last year was about 39,300.
Okay.
Those are active listings. This year, there's 41,560. So that
Oh,
tells
wow,
me that
that's up, yeah.
there's something happening there, right?
Yeah.
And the single family average sale price went up from 290,683 to 295,765, about a 1.7%
Yeah.
increase. So, I mean, that says that there's something good happening.
Right.
And probably the thing that I would call to the most is right now there are pending sales. The pending sales from September of 2017 was just over 6,000. And for September of 18, there's 6,630. So, and as we kind of cull it down to Montgomery County, you just have to look around the Conroe area and see all the new home construction and know that
Right.
houses are selling around here,
Crazy.
which is really amazing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also noted in the number of businesses that have been opening up. If you've been driving up and down I-45 or 105 coming
Yeah.
into the city, there's been a lot of new business activity, a lot of new office space being constructed, and of course, a lot of activity out at Conroe North Industrial Park.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it looks like we're on our way up. Yeah.
And you know, what it really says is that the Houston area continues to be the metro area of choice for a lot of businesses
Yeah.
and residents.
Yeah.
Of course, the oil business is still strong. In fact, the chamber has a governmental affairs committee meeting this afternoon at 4
Yes.
o'clock, and you know, one of the things that a gentleman that I know told me is that we are the single largest producer of domestic crude in the world now, supplanting the Mideast. And
Wow.
if we want it, we can do it for years to come. And in fact, the oil fields out in Midland, Odessa area are the second largest oil fields in the world.
Now, why don't you hear more about that and maybe you do, maybe I just don't catch it, but hear more about that on the news. Because, I mean, I think people think about oil and gas, logically, I think of overseas as well, too. I don't think of right here in the U.S. or really in Texas, too.
Yeah, ever since the technology changed the game for extracting shale, and that is a big part of what's out in the Midland, Odessa area, it's allowed companies to
Yeah.
extract crude oil cost effectively,
Right.
and produce it in high volumes. And you're right, it does get lost in the equation because it's actually something that's good for our country.
Right.
And I don't think we always get that
The good
information.
news. The good news and
something like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So, you know, it's something to talk about, something to think about.
yeah.
Especially as we wrap up the midterm elections, and whatever the outcome, you know, business is going to continue.
Yep.
Whether it's on Main Street or in corporate America, that's part of what we do. We keep on rolling.
Yep, exactly. Definitely. Speaking of keep on rolling, well,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good segue or not.
That
I'm just
sounded pretty
trying it
good. I
out.
was going to roll with that.
I just want to make sure that we point out our diplomat highlight for the month.
Okay.
Who is Sherry Schmidt, and she's with Storage 105 and Mail Storage.
Hi, Sherry.
Yes, we hope Sherry's listening. We saw her yesterday. She was at the diplomat meeting. Sherry's been a great volunteer. So there's a highlight for her in a current FYI. And just some of the questions I always like to make sure that people know about is what her favorite event is, because if it's one of my events, I love it, but it's actually not one of my events, but that's okay. It's one of Beth's. But her favorite event is Fun After 5, because it's a great opportunity to meet and network with other chamber members. And she said she's met several community leaders who are very encouraging, supportive, in promoting their local charities and businesses in the Lake Conroe area, and she feels blessed to be part of it as well. And she became involved with the chamber in 2014 when she started working with Storage 105, and I don't think she stopped volunteering since then. So
Sherry's awesome.
she is.
And have you been to Storage 105?
Yes.
You see how big that place is?
Huge.
I mean, I thought it was just a storage place.
No.
It's a whole lot more than
Right.
just a storage
It
place.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
It's got businesses. I mean, it's got industrial. I
Yeah.
can't believe how big it is.
Yeah, it's crazy. We had a Fun After 5 there a while back, a couple months ago or something.
I think it was during the heat of the summer.
I think it probably was. Yeah, that's normally we have it. So if you didn't come to that, you missed a great Fun After 5, but I'm sure we'll probably have another one there. But yeah, it's great stuff. So if you need any help with storage, or anything, contact Sherry. She's a great person and a great community leader. So we really appreciate her being part of the chamber.
You know, and the other thing that I feel like I need to say, especially with Veterans Day coming up this
Yes.
coming weekend, Storage 105 does a lot
Yes.
for our veterans. They've got a special area in the back by their offices that is dedicated just for the veterans.
Yep.
They've got some memorabilia back there that is
Oh, that's
just,
amazing.
it is off the
Yeah.
charts amazing. It's
Yeah.
like its own museum.
It really is. It's really cool.
Some
Yeah.
very, very amazing artifacts from World War II, from the Vietnam era. And if you're a veteran in Montgomery County, chances are you know
Yeah.
about Storage 105.
Yes, definitely. So thank you, Sherry and Storage 105, for all you do with the community. So I don't know, we have some, speaking of like Fun After 5, we're going to be having that in 2 weeks. I'm so off because the first part of the month started at the end of the week. So I'm all off. The third Thursday, and we're going to be out at Montgomery Summit Business Park, which
Hello,
I'm
Michael.
sure is going to be they're going to go all out and have a great time. So come for that. That's free. And you get to network and mingle with members and community people. And then we have Morning Mingle coming up.
That's Thursday.
It is Thursday at
Yeah.
Colin's Incredible Pizza Company.
Hey, Mario. Hey, Kim.
Yes. So come for that. It's only $10 to attend. They have we always talk about how wonderful their breakfast is.
Great food.
So come out for that. Katie with Bears Etc. is the team leader for that, and I know she has a networking game. So what we kind of do for our breakfast is it's not your ordinary 60-second commercial. We like to change things up.
Right.
Because not everybody likes to get up and talk, even though it's a networking event. There are shy people. I don't know any of them, but there are shy people out there. But so we do something different every time to kind of keep it new and fresh.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I know they talked about it yesterday in their diplomat meeting, but I'm not sure what the activity is. But it'll be fun for sure.
It should be a lot of
Yes.
fun.
So
and
yeah.
And if Katie's hosting it, it's going to be a
Yes.
lot of fun.
Yes, she's doing an awesome job with Morning Mingle.
So, and speaking of Katie, if you didn't have a chance to participate in Oktoberfest
Yes.
back at the beginning of October in Montgomery, there's a great article about
There
that in the
is.
paper.
Yes.
She and Ambrose are working really hard to get a bear sanctuary going here in Montgomery
it
County.
was a really great article for
Yep.
her. Yeah. So yeah, read up on all that she's doing. So yes, we have all of that coming up, meetings and all that kind of stuff. It'll be still pretty busy for November at the chamber.
All things considered, yes.
Yeah.
Mentioned a minute ago about Veterans Day coming
Mm-hmm.
up. Chamber office is going to be closed on Monday in observance of Veterans Day. Did you know that this is the 100-year anniversary of the end of World War I?
No, I didn't know that.
1918?
Wow.
2018, 100 years ago, yes. So at the time,
Yeah.
they thought that was going to be the war to end all wars.
Right?
Turned out that it wasn't.
No.
But it definitely cost a lot of casualties, and
Yeah.
it was a great moment for our veterans, as was World War II. So just remember, as this weekend comes around, you know a veteran, you see a veteran, stop them, thank them, especially if they're active duties. Thank
Yes.
them too,
Yeah.
because they work hard for
Well, think about it.
protecting us.
If it wasn't for them, would we be able to go out and vote today?
Great point. That's a great point.
Sometimes it's there. Sometimes it's there.
It is there
Yes.
all the time. Love that.
Yeah, definitely. So, okay. Well, I think we might take another quick break, and then
Sure.
we'll come back and we'll follow up with some more things that the chamber has in store for 2019 and coming up for the rest of the year. We'll be back on Lone Star Community Radio in just a few minutes for Chamber Chat.
The fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a nonprofit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with the Lone Star Community Radio.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez. president of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
And we are back with Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Chamber.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. All right.
Okay, third segment.
Yep.
Let's talk about, what do we want to talk about? So recently, some of you and our board and some of our members took a trip.
Yeah, we took 20 people up to Washington, D.C. for our very first business delegation trip. Worked very closely side by side with Heather Washburn, who's the district director for Congressman Kevin Brady's office, and put together 2.5 days of meetings with congressional leaders as well as with different agencies within the federal government. Workforce development is one of our primary issues for our area, not just in the Conroe Lake Conroe area, but I would say Montgomery County as a whole. And so that was really one of the key topics that we were talking to our elected officials with. We spent about an hour with Congressman Brady. Of course, we spent a lot of time with his staff. And I just got to tell you folks that we are very fortunate to have an elected leader of Mr. Brady's stature in Montgomery County.
Yes.
He was literally out working. Congress was actually in recess for that month of October. He actually flew in from California to be able to meet with our delegation in Washington, D.C. before he flew back into the district. And, that says a lot about the character and the quality of this man who is, admittedly one of the most widely recognized people in Washington right now.
Right. We're very lucky.
And then we also were fortunate to spend about 45 minutes with Senator Cruz and about a half an hour with Senator Cornyn. And the sense that our group got was that not only did they appreciate the fact that we flew up there, but that we weren't just showing up with our hands out, wanting a handout.
Right.
It was more along the lines of how do we work together to make our area better than it already is.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the theme of the show. And then the next day we were able to visit with officials from the Department of Labor, from the Small Business Administration, from Health and Human Services, from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and from the Department of Transportation. And what was interesting is not only did we come away with great contacts for information that we can then bring back to our business level, but we also met people who've been in federal government work for a couple of decades who said that the atmosphere in Washington over the past 2 years has been one of innovation, not regulation, which is really kind of unusual when we think about federal government.
Right.
We typically think of put your thumb down, keep them down,
right,
as opposed to innovation, which is let's see how we can make things better.
Yeah.
So, to the 20 people that made that trip, we're so grateful. It was a total 100% self-funded trip by the people that went, and I think they got their money's worth.
Great.
Yeah, so we're going to do the Montgomery County Day at the Capitol coming up on February 25th and 26th.
Yes.
And this will now become part of alternating years. We'll make the trip to Austin when the legislature's in session.
Yep.
And we'll make the trip to D.C. in the even number of years.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. And speaking of Montgomery County Day at the Capitol, you'll start seeing some information, chamber members will start seeing some information about how to participate in that day, and really excited to be able to have a really whole Montgomery County Day at the Capitol. So we're going to go to 2 days where we'll have an evening reception on Monday evening on the 25th with our elected officials, and all of the chambers and their members are invited to that. And then on Tuesday, we'll kind of go back to our regular schedule where we visit the House and the Senate, and then we'll have some speakers for lunch, and then we'll have our breakout sessions where we can visit our representatives and things like that. So, and we're staying on the Capitol, which is something we haven't done before, so you won't have to walk 3 miles to the lunch. So we're really excited about that, about being on the Capitol for the whole day. And it'll be a really great event. There's some great sponsorship opportunities, and we're just looking forward to having our members have a great representation up there in Austin.
So this is the first time that all of the chambers of commerce in Montgomery County have coalesced under one event for Montgomery County Day at
Yes.
the Capitol. We all have the same basic 4 issues, 5 issues that we've agreed upon, that our boards have all approved. And, this really is an opportunity to show
Yeah.
solidarity. We may be partial to the Conroe Lake Conroe area, but there are
Yeah.
things that are happening in the Woodlands that can affect us. There's
Right.
things that happen in Magnolia that can affect us, East Montgomery County. And so this is a chance for us to really put together a large event.
Yep.
You may not realize it, but Orange County and the Golden Triangle area, they bring between 275 and 300 people
Yes.
to their days at the Capitol.
Yeah.
Montgomery County is way better than those areas.
Yes.
So we should be doing at least
And a
that.
lot bigger, so we
Yep.
should have the people to go there. So yes.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So again, you'll start seeing some information about that. We would love for everybody to participate. It's a really great opportunity to be up in Austin and to visit with our representatives and be with all of our chamber members and everything. So it'll be a great day. We're looking forward to it.
And the thing is that our elected officials like Will and Brandon
Mm-hmm.
and Senator Nichols, I mean, they actually appreciate the
Yes.
fact that we come up there
They do.
representing our community, their community, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
it shows that
Right.
as a business community, we do care what's going on
Yeah.
during the session.
Yeah, and we're going to make it really special with it being a true Montgomery County Day at the Capitol.
right, that's right.
With all of our friends in the county. So, we have that going on, and then we're going to have in 2019, we're going to have some candidate forums and hopefully some kind of state of the state, state of the city, state of the county luncheons and things like that. So kind of getting more up on the government issues and we have a government affairs committee meeting this afternoon. So we're talking about things like that. So just really being able to provide our members in the community things that they really want and they really need. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a big part of what we want to be able to do is provide advocacy information.
Yes.
And so whether it's things that are going on at the state or things that are going on at the county or local level, we want to be able to provide some of that information to
yeah,
you.
it's a big part of what our chamber does.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. And in advance of that, right after the first of the year, you have an event that we used to call the Elected Officials Appreciation Reception.
Yes.
Now you get to say it on the air.
It's going to be called the Hail and Farewell Reception, not H-E double hockey
toothpicks.
sticks, but H-A-I-L. So hail. So you hail, and then we're doing the motions yesterday. Hail and farewell. So yes. So that'll be held January 3rd right here on the Conroe Tower on the 6th floor.
Right.
And that's open to not only chamber members, but our whole community to come and just thank all of our elected officials for what they do for us. And we invite all of the elected officials in the county. The county commissioners, the city, the school board, everybody, just to thank them for what they do. And it's a great opportunity to be able to come and say thank you as well, too. So,
And with today being election day, it's a reminder that it's not easy putting your name on a ballot
right.
to be either elected or not elected, and to serve the public in whatever capacity you're putting your name out there for. And sometimes we do forget to say thank you for what you're doing
Yeah.
for us, even though we may not always agree.
Right.
The fact of the matter is they were willing to put their name on a ballot
Yep.
and were elected to those positions.
Yeah. And so we'll be honoring those people who are maybe leaving office, and then everybody that will be entering into office too. That's where the hail and farewell comes in.
Hail and farewell.
Yes. So we're excited about that. It's January 3rd. You can contact the chamber if you want to attend. It's free for guests to attend, and we do also have some sponsorship opportunities available as well too. So
Yeah, that's a really good event if your business is looking for that front door to some of the governmental entities. It's a great opportunity
Yes.
to be a part of that.
yes, definitely.
Excellent.
So contact me if you're interested. What else do we have going? I'm already tired.
Well,
What else
we got to talk about Lobster Fest because, when we were on the
Yes.
air last month, we actually had to tape it early. And so we
did.
kept having to refer to it as the Tuesday before Lobster Fest when it really wasn't because we taped it the week before that. But we've actually had the event now, so we can talk about it.
Yes. It was a great event. We had the 32nd annual Lobster Fest. We had our dinner and auction on that Thursday evening at the convention center. And then Friday we had golf at Panorama Golf Club.
Yep. And, it always amazes me. This was my third Lobster Fest, and I just love going to the back of the convention center and opening up the boxes that have the lobsters in them.
I always say he didn't believe me that they came in live.
And they're all alive. They got the little rubber bands around the claws.
Yes. Yep.
And they are ready to be consumed.
Yes.
And our guests absolutely, positively
Yes.
loved those lobsters.
Yes. And the steak. We've had a lot of great comments about the steak this year. So shout out to Buster
Wow.
and Donnie and the whole team
The
out
whole
there.
team.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people back there.
Yes, there is. There is. But hey, we
get it done.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without them for sure. So, if you missed it, you missed a great time. I mean, it's an $80 ticket. I mean, it's worth $150 because you get lobster steak fixings, you get beer and wine. I mean, it was just a really good. Dick, were you there this year? Oh, see, he didn't come. See, he missed
Oh, you
out.
missed
See.
it. I can tell by the look on the face.
I know. Look, he's
disappointed,
sad.
too.
He's so sad.
we're making
he
him
missed
hungry
it. I
talking
know,
about
right?
lobster
So
and steak.
sorry. Yeah.
The other shout out has got to be to those volunteers who
Yes.
helped the food line. I have never seen 850 people get fed so quickly in all my life.
It's like 40 minutes or something like that. It's pretty
Yes,
quick.
It's amazing.
pretty quick. Yeah.
That is just
Yeah.
And those people
Yes.
are they're gems. There's no doubt about
Yeah,
it.
we love our servers and our cookers for sure, and everybody who helps volunteer as well too.
That's
That
true.
event is very volunteer driven, from our auction committee to the servers to the cookers to people helping out at the silent auction in the evening and everything too. I mean, it's remarkable to be able to see everybody come together for such a great event. So
Jennifer Matthews was adding
yes,
silent auction items the day of the event.
yes,
I think the last number I saw was north of 125.
yeah. I think we
silent
ended
auction.
up 128 is what we ended
That's
up
kind
with.
of what I thought.
Yeah.
So, and that requires an incredible amount of legwork to
Yes.
get those all coordinated, picked up, sorted,
Yep.
staged.
Yep, it really does. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. So
You bet.
if you're interested in being on a committee, Lobster Fest is a great committee to volunteer for. We also have Taste Fest and our Athena committee.
Right.
Those are great committees maybe that's the way you want to participate as a member of the chamber, being on a committee.
And, the nice thing about participating in these committees, is specifically as it relates to our special events, they have a beginning and an end. So if you don't have a huge time commitment, then you
Mm-hmm. Right.
know that you can be a part of this. And once the date comes and goes,
Yep.
you're pretty well done.
Yeah, and I always liked being part of committees because you kind of bond with those people, and I think you get a lot of more one-on-one time. You get to connect with the people, and then they become your connection. I mean, you're networking by being on a committee. So I always thought that was a great way to be kind of involved in the chamber.
That's a really, really good point. As you get to know the people in many cases, and I've seen it happen with a couple of our committees, that they're doing business with each other
Yes.
because of that involvement.
Yep.
That really speaks volumes to being involved.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So, and we also have fun too.
it is. It's a fun,
Yes.
fun time.
Yeah.
What do you say we take a break?
That sounds
and then,
great.
We'll come back and wrap this
it
puppy up.
Sounds great. We'll be back with Chamber Chat.
Listen in Mondays at noon to hear Conroe news from local nonprofits, businesses, upcoming events, Conroe Park events, news stories, and information that matters to you with your host, Margie Taylor of Taylorized PR. For more information about being a guest, visit irlonestar.com/Conroe Culture.
Remember to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on your computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. Lone Star Community Radio broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Our talk shows and music shows are looking for sponsors. Want to expand your brand awareness? Reach the hyper-local audience in Montgomery County? Lone Star Community Radio sponsorships accomplish this. Want to see our stats and rates? Check out irlonestar.com/sponsor for more information. Or call in and leave us a message at 936-647-3776.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. We are so glad that you've joined us today for Chamber Chat.
Yes.
It's been a good day.
It has been, yes.
So one of the things I want to get to real quick that's on the horizon for 2019.
Yes.
We are going to partner, I say we are, the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber is going to partner with our friends out in Montgomery at the Montgomery Area Chamber, the Conroe Economic Development Council, and the Willis Economic Development Corporation to do a Lake Conroe Summit Outlook for 2019 on Friday, the 29th of March, out at La Torreta. And first and foremost, I'm very excited because this is really quality programming, folks. Thanks to the Conroe Economic Development Council, we're bringing in as our lunchtime keynote speaker, Dr. Ray Perryman with the Perryman Group out of Waco. And he is one of the state's foremost authorities on demographic trends.
Oh, really?
I mean, when companies were, major corporations were looking to come to Texas, like Toyota,
Yeah.
they took his information.
Oh, really?
That's how well respected Ray Perryman is.
Oh, that'll be a really great, well, I won't say speech, but a great session.
It will be. It'll be
Yeah.
a terrific keynote. He'll be the lunchtime presenter. We're going to have panels on healthcare, workforce development, public education. We're going to have commercial and residential development, as well as infrastructure.
Yeah.
And it's $100 a person, and it will be a quality day of information out at La Torreta. We'll have information coming up shortly on our website. There will be a separate website just for the event, but look for it coming out of the first of the year.
I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be great. I mean, this is something we haven't really had in our area before, and it's really going to be kind of like Montgomery County Day. It's going to be a really great, new, but we're growing and collaborating with other parts of the area.
And you hit the nail on the head, Courtney. It's a collaborative effort between multiple organizations, and so that allows people to see Conroe, Willis, Montgomery as kind of this golden triangle in Montgomery County for activity.
Right, exactly.
Kind of excited about it.
Now, is it going to be open to non-members as well,
It
too?
is. It is. It will be open to members and non-members.
Great.
And we also have some really, really cool sponsorship available as well.
That's great. Yeah, that'll be a great one. You have to mark that down. What's the date again?
March the 29th. It's
It'll
a
be
Friday.
I'll be here before you know it, so
Man,
mark
no
it down.
kidding. It will be. And it's out at La Torreta Lake Resort and Spa.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, we're busy.
Yeah, it's as we tell people, it's what we do.
That's true,
One of
yes.
my colleagues in the chamber business says that a chamber does what everybody else thinks just gets done.
Oh, I like that. I really like that.
And there's a lot of truth to that.
Yes. Yeah.
I noticed you just opened up the FYI for
Yes.
November. We just really want to take a moment and thank all of our chamber members that support the chamber, our platinum and emerald members. We're going to talk to those folks tomorrow at
Yes.
lunch. Appreciate everything that they do.
Yep.
And all of the investors who take the time out of their day to be involved with us. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, and this is such a great piece. Another part of that, I mean, we didn't get to talk with Ashley, but there's also advertising opportunities in the FYI too. And it's a really great publication. We talk about the different programs that the Chamber has going on, the Diplomat Highlight. Again, we always recognize our new and renewing members. So just a really great, nice piece. And I know Ashley's already put her spin on it as well, too.
That's right.
So we're really appreciative of all she's doing for that, too. And I know she's already working on December's, so.
Yeah, it's interesting that FYI, it started out as an 8-page publication, and then it went to 12 pages,
Yeah.
and now we're at 16 pages. I like the direction that's heading.
Yes. Well, even back in the day when it was, printed in the newspaper. I mean, which was nice.
It was.
It was, but this is a real quality. This is a magazine.
This is a
Yeah.
magazine.
So
Yeah.
it's really great. So just other, and really too, if you think about it, I know Ashley's really great on our social media stuff, trying to point out, your benefits as a member. So a lot of people don't realize at some of the levels you get an advertisement
That's
in the
right.
FYI
That's right.
or
That's
EFYI.
exactly right.
So you need to take advantage of that stuff and be able to reach out to the community that we have.
It's a big part of our role is to communicate things that are happening.
Yeah.
And we use vehicles like this and EFYI, and it's about getting your
Yeah.
messaging out.
Yeah. And if you want to be on Chamber Chat, it's part of your membership as well, too. I mean, who wouldn't
Yeah.
want to come hang out with us? Come on.
We're part of the cool kids.
Right? And don't be afraid, oh my gosh. Sometimes we get people I don't want to be on the radio. I'm like, it's not that bad. We just sit here and chat. It's very laid back and low key. And then after they're done, they're like, oh, that wasn't bad. I'm like, see?
That's why we call it Chamber Chat.
Right. We're chatting.
It'd be different if we called it Chamber Grill.
Right. Exactly. Come on.
Dick, that
So-
was funny. I was supposed to get a laugh out of
Yeah,
that.
he's
too busy.
Yeah,
he's playing video
he's
games.
involved in something over there. But yeah, so if you want to be on Chamber Chat, just contact myself or Brian, and we will be glad to have you on the show. So
Absolutely.
first Tuesday of every month at 11 a.m.
Right here on Lone Star Community Radio.
Yes. So thank you for everybody for listening today. Thank you for Ashley for coming on and kind of talking about her new role as the marketing director at the Chamber and listening to all of our great stuff we have coming up.
Yep. And as always, thank you for your support of the Chamber. Thank you for your support of the Conroe Lake Conroe area.
Don't forget to go out and vote.
That's right. Thanks again. We'll see you next month.
See ya.